It takes less than 30 minutes of sustained downpour for Freetown's streets to become a battleground where floodwaters, plastic waste, and silt wrestle for control.
The Environment Protection Agency is government's principal environmental regulator. And what that means is we are responsible for implementing measures that ultimately reduce environmental harms of all sorts, reduce exposure to such harms. That includes, most importantly, managing development activities in terms of environmental and climate performance.
The reforms are many, but the improvements are far from desiring. There is tormenting quantity of plastic waste decorating the city's landscape. From bridges to the shorelines, plastic is the new decoration.
A range of development corridors in between, and so we have had the Western Area Peninsula seated in between and being sandwiched by all of these different settlements that are evolving. And it's really an unfortunate situation because it is like a bowl of rice sitting in the midst of people who are chopping it from different angles. From the side of Freetown, from the side of Waterloo, from the side of Mambo, from the side of Jue, as the case may be. And so it's really a pathetic situation. We really don't have any particular institution that seems to be really taking the right course of action that we expect, despite a lot of appeals and also a lot of concerns being raised by civil society, by the citizenry as well.
Overlooked but dangerous. It takes a period of 100 years for plastic to degrade. Flooding is no stranger to Freetown, especially in swampy and slum areas. So they've come from homes, bars, restaurants, and even factories. This is the final resting place of all single-used plastics in Freetown. This is eternity, but there is no repentance beyond the grave. From here, the next step is surely uncertain. The Kingdom dumpster, which is the biggest in the western area, is full to the brim. Plastic waste is receiving much more than any other materials here. But what if a solution to this could be the introduction of paper bags?
It is possible. We have considered the possibility of a ban, but then that ban needs to be phased and structured, because you're talking about a business community and consumers that would be significantly affected if the ban is rushed. So you have to be really clear on what polymers, what material types, need to be phased out quickly, because we are not seeking to attack all plastics. What we are seeking to do is to phase out the problematic ones. That's the practice, the best practice globally. But beyond that, we should also be looking at who will be affected by what, who is producing what, who will finance recovery measures, what sort of enforcement measures would work, what sanctions would be ideal. So there are various moving parts that we are seeking to bring together to ensure this is sustainable.
Laws and institutions protecting Sierra Leone's forest reserves, their efficiency are being harshly compromised from within. An unsettling reality that was recently discovered from one of Sierra Leone's most experienced environmental advocates.
There are known cases of even past heads of the NPA giving permits to individuals to endorse their request for access to a portion of land within the protected area. And those permits were taken to the Ministry of Lands. So
isn't that,
I think,
rife corruption?
We are looking into that. We are actually setting up a committee that is supposed to be looking into all of the misdeeds relating to people having access. But as I said, right now, the focus has to be on stopping the bleeding, because we need to stop people encroaching further. You don't have time and resources to dig into the past when there is a fire right now in the present.
World Environment Day. Yeah, Salon make we listen now. Now we land, now we water, now we future. EPA they come with the message. World Environment Day.
This song was produced by the Environment Protection Agency. It is meant to advocate for better environmental health. In the same vein, they refute allegations of ever being responsible for watching over protected areas in Sierra Leone.
That's the exclusive preserve of the National Protected Areas Authority. And if it's a community conserved area, there's a department under the Ministry of Environment with that responsibility. We don't have a stake in that. What we offer, however, is scientific support, technical support. We conduct research on many different subjects relating to that, but we don't have a primary responsibility in managing forest reserves.
A more troubling reality is that much of the forest reserves in the West African nation are under siege from grabbers of all levels of society. Takugama, which houses Sierra Leone's most endangered primates, is one of those reserves that has endured a fatal blow.
Within 3 years, they have ravaged this place. And you want to tell me that we are serious in terms of developing tourism, safeguarding our #1 tourism destination? I mean, this is a joke. Where are the people? Where are the agencies? I mean, fine. If the agencies are there, they are ready to work, where are the resources? If you ask the agencies, they will tell you, well, we don't have the resources. But that's why we have a government. If you establish an agency who is supposed to do law enforcement, make sure they are given the resources to do it. Then you can blame to say if they are not doing it, then you can say they are not committed. So it is a combination of different things. Everybody needs to come. It has to be a concerted effort.
From Takugama, the Aberdeen Creek, which has been completely obliterated, the Western Area Freetown Peninsula Reserve, where the green has been almost completely replaced by buildings, a forest reserve that has become a non-government sanctioned real estate, to the farthest reaches of John Obey, where sand mining has led to high tides and water swallowing the land of the living. The forest is screaming loudly for help.
Our natural habitat is slowly being getting rid of, right in our face. And it's as if nobody has responsibility for managing it. And this has a lot of implications, especially in terms of soil stability. As you rightly know, when there is heavy rain, the stability of the soil is being exceeded. And so we have rainwater penetration, especially the seepage, normally overwhelm the soil, the ability of the soil to cope with it. And so what we normally see is flooding almost everywhere. And this is exacerbated by the fact that we really have poor drainage systems. And also our system of management, especially of waste, is being exceeded, especially by the rate of urbanization of the city. And so it is really an unfortunate situation that when it rains, we always have flash floodings, but we also have incidents of landslide, which occurs often and again. And we have had waste accumulation in many ways contributing to this particular process. Of course, plastic, as you rightly said earlier, has been a critical part of this because the coping capacity of the city authorities, especially in terms of managing waste, is also being exceeded.
So I'm currently standing at the junction of Mile 13 along the Freetown Western Area Peninsula Reserve. And just at my back, there's a spectacle of an attacked, destroyed and subdued forest reserve. And what makes this more troubling is that this is just at the back of the biggest, treatment work for the Guma Valley Water Company in Freetown. Here you would see clearer images of the extent of the destruction behind the Peninsular Dam. It is a ticking time bomb. But as Sierra Leone joins the world to observe another World Environment Day, it must take a deeper look within, in the face of these staggering ecological decays, or risk making life far more difficult for its citizens in a not too distant future.
World Environment Day, make we stand up today for the land, for the sea, for the picking them where they come behind me. World Environment Day.
Victor Jones, AYV News, Freetown.
Make we stand up today for the land, for the sea, for the picking